Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, I hope you're doing well wherever you are. This is Kenya Revolutionary. I'm just going to talk about something really brief on the eve of the day of the return of your favorite politician, Rigathi Gachagua, tomorrow, coming back, jetting in from the US after his 1 month or so trip. Well, that's not the main meal, but the main meal is Ruto to abruptly end his trip to return to Kenya due to possible impeachment motion. There's some rumors among some quarters that are saying that the MPs, now that I mean, you had the whole. First of all, give me a minute. Let me get together. Let me get it together. Okay, karibu sana, please. Take a minute and subscribe, share, like, comment if it's your first time we talk about Kenyan politics and wild politics. If you've already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Let's get to it. Now, you've had the whole complaint about, from the MPs, member of parliament, talking about Ruto, basically pointing a finger at the legislative body, saying that a lot of MPs were paid, corrupt, or whatever the case is. Okay, so this debate arises. There's a huge debate now in Kenya where everybody's asking who was paid, who was actually paid. Is it the executive who's more corrupt than the legislative body? To me, here in this channel, we already have established that the whole political system is corrupt. It's not up for debate. Both the executive, judiciary, and the legislative body, and all the independent governmental institutions are corrupt. So that's not even up to debate. But for the sake of the topic at hand, we are meant to believe that these MPs are now apoplectic about Ruto's pronouncements 2 days ago, pointing a finger at them, accusing some of them, if not all of them, of being corrupt, taking bribes, and so forth, so forth. So in turn, there are people who are talking about, maybe bringing a motion to impeach Ruto. And that's what led up to this rumor that is circling around the social media and some channels that are suggesting that there might be these members of parliament or legislative body which comprises of members of parliament and the Senate might be thinking about impeaching Ruto. So to say that Ruto might cut his trip short, maybe not even make it to US, because he went to Japan and he will eventually make his way to the US. So people are saying that he might come back to Nairobi to sort out this possible impeachment motion. Impeachment, who's getting impeached? Ruto getting impeached. I highly doubt if that news is true. I think it's just hogwash, but we shall take it for it is, a rumor. Okay, we're not going to take it seriously. Anyway, just to reiterate to my previous video that I made, and I made it very clear to you guys, I mentioned the fact that Ruto always makes sure he's out of town whenever there's a possible political confrontation between the state and protesters, wananchi protesting. In this case, Wamunyoro is coming in tomorrow. Gachagua is coming in tomorrow. He's jetting in Nairobi. And what is most likely going to happen is, you had Malala today, gave a press conference and say that, mentioned that, they shall go, wataenda kumlaki huko ninio, wataenda kumlaki huko, what is it called? JKIA. Then after JKIA, they'll make their way to Kamkunji, okay? And there's some people, some goons who are saying, they will not go to Kamkunji, and all that kind of stuff. And there's speculation that even the JKIA might be shut down. They might divert that plane to go to Nairobi or Kisumu, which I don't know if they'll do that. I don't know if they even know what that airline or plane that Gachagua might be in. That's something that we are going to find out tomorrow. So it's just a wait and see stuff. But we saw some buses coming from Kakamega, some buses from Wamunyoro shipping people to Nairobi, waenda wakamlaki to go welcome Gachagua. I say the same thing a week ago, even on the day that he announced that he was going to US, he's going to pull a Matiangi. The same thing Raila did years ago. The same thing Kibaki did when he went to London. We know that he will be coming back and there'll be some, kutakuwa na makelele mingi, okay. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and comrades, the point I want to emphasize is this. Tomorrow will be an interesting day. And as I mentioned, Ruto did what he always does. Skip town whenever there's the political temperatures or there's potential confrontation, violent one between the state and the wananchi. Okay, in this case, the Gachagua followers versus the state, because he knows he doesn't want his hands dirty, or he doesn't want to be linked with anything that might transpire tomorrow if things get bloody and violent and chaotic, and something that majority of people, Kenyans, might not want to see, that might draw international attention. So Ruto is keeping town. He made sure he did so. He left town before Wamanyoro comes back. So for him, if he's going to make a U-turn and come back to Kenya in order to take care, get his horses in order to avert this so-called potential motion, a vote of no confidence on him, I don't know. It will be interesting. So we'll just wait and see. It's a wait to see kind of thing. To me, I think it's all political drama. Like I told you, this political class will cause drama between now up to 2007. In fact, there is even talks of a referendum either later this year or next year. So we might have a referendum. We might have a plebiscite vote. But because, like I told you, these guys want to fully implement the NADCO. I've been singing about this. If you follow my old videos, I've been telling you what Ruto and Raila has been doing since this newfound relationship between the two was to implement this NADCO, which is basically the formerly known as BBI, formerly known as whatever the case is. They want to change the constitution to make it accommodate every shareholder who are part of the political class, okay? So that's what's happening here. So we shall wait and see. Like I told you again, they have to capture your attention, and they have to do that by using diversionary tactics, by causing this mayhem. This whole Gachagua thing is nothing but a huge distraction, because it will be capturing the headlines for the rest of August, and they will even drag it to September, because after what happens tomorrow, whether Gachagua is arrested or not, whatever chaos is going to take place, Gachagua will, after his Kamkunji Ninio or his next political rally, he will have a sit down, prime time, with Sam Gatuku or whatever, whoever, or Kwara, or whoever, Fix the Nation. He'll sit down for a 2-hour exclusive and explain what's transpired, his experience in the US, and all this nonsense. It's about all creating this narrative that you have two choices, Kenyans: the Wamunyoro group, the Wamunyoro-led group, or Ruto, Raila faction, okay? Which is basically a binary choice to, the worst of the two, okay? Same thing they've always been done, but nothing new. So we'll wait till tomorrow and see what happens. Anyway, I'll keep it short because I got stuff to do. I'm being very busy. I'll put up my come back to regular programming in the future very soon. But for now, I'll leave it at that. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, do all the good stuff. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace and blessings.